or die, New Hampshire. That's why I come here, just so I can say that. So I'm going to start off with a rather frivolous concern, but maybe it isn't. How many of you think that photos and statues and things like that are a lot more important than the way in which they've been presented? Now I do, and I knew from the very beginning when they started this process of taking down photos and taking down statues. It wasn't. It's not what it appears to be. It's a Marxist plan to take away your culture, your civilization, the things that guard you against atheistic, irrational, immoral communism. So these are important, but sometimes they can also be, is there a picture or isn't there a picture or whatever? So there's a debate going on. And you tell me how serious it is. Should Fauci's picture be included along with the other CDC or whatever the hell he was, directors? He was there for a long time. May have been the longest reigning, whatever the heck he was, and definitely was the most paid, certainly legally, but also probably illegally. So should his picture be there? Because we shouldn't be making determinations, good, bad, or ugly. We should have our history laid out for us. So this is the picture that was going to be used of Fauci. Let me show you that. Can we show them the picture? That's the picture that was going to be used. They were going to take the whatchamacallit out, the microphone, and just show the face to show him in a thoughtful thing. He objected. He wanted it fixed up like the way NBC used to do for him, when they'd put makeup on him and make him look like he was actually more than 4'2", and stuff like that. Took some of the snivel out of his nose, that kind of thing. So they said, well, here's actually a more what would be this is realistic art. Now we're going to go to symbolic art. The symbolic form of art that most people now think of him, and that would be this. Now there's Fauci, right? Doesn't that look just like him? Now I don't have the video. We'll have it. This little guy here knows how to say the Fifth Amendment. I'm serious. This little rat found in the New York subways says, I respectfully decline to answer on the grounds that if I do, you're going to put my ass in jail. He does. So when you see this hanging next to the, this is like when Trump put up the photo or the video of Biden. That's an auto pen. This should be the 26th director of the Let's Fool America About Health program. Or the lying bastard who kills so many Americans. Or the guy who lied about hydrochloroquine after having written an article 4 years before that it was one of the safest forms of combating viruses and was benign. It was unusually without symptoms. He then wrote several articles in which he became almost hysterical about the fact that hydrochloroquine would kill you. Having used hydrochloroquine 3 times and still being around to talk, I kind of thought that wasn't true. I thought it was as true as Al Gore saying that we weren't going to make it past 2010. And here we were past 2010. But I have to tell you, I spent time researching this. I'm pretty close to a conclusion on it. But I do think it's worth noting and slowing down a little to my Republican colleagues. We have gone through since 2016, maybe 2015, until we threw the auto pen out of the White House. We went through the worst period in American justice in our history, the darkest days in American justice, when maybe for the first time we could say it really didn't exist for a whole class of people, in which unfortunately I would be included. So the idea that we functioned every day doing what we believed in was because, and when I say we, I think I'm speaking from many, many of us, that we did it because we believed we didn't want this to happen again. Our country has been too great to us, and look, we weren't asked to fight in the Second World War, and we weren't asked to fight in the Civil War, and we weren't asked to fight in the War of Independence. Nor were we asked to give our lives to go into space or any of the things that our fellow Americans are asked to do. But we were asked to be steadfast about what we believe in, which sometimes can be very, very hard. And I'm very proud that so many of us were. But I don't want to maximize by the fact that we are very strong people. And we don't easily complain, and we don't easily cry foul. And we're not like a bunch of European soccer players who, when they get touched, fall down and cry their eyes out and complain to make believe there was a foul. We're honest, strong Americans, and you really got to hurt us to get something out of us. But you really did hurt us, many of us. And you did tremendous damage to us. And the reason that you have to pay for it is not a vengeance, which is mine, saith the Lord. It's deterrence. I don't know that if you've ever studied jurisprudence or the basis of tort law and criminal law go back to the Bible, Greek law, Roman law, Anglo-American law. One of the main reasons for punishment, yes, it's a form of justice, but it's deterrence. It's to stop others from doing this wrong thing and illustrating to them that it's wrong. And this has not happened here. They try to equate what Trump is doing on a very modest scale compared to them and doing in order to bring justice to the situation with the massive out-of-control lawfare invented by the Biden administration. And what Trump is doing is necessary to reverse what Biden did. So this is extraordinarily important that it be pursued. And the people that are doing it who are being discouraged by things like, let's put it behind us, it's politically, it's not viable. And there are people in the administration that are pushing the president in that direction. Thank goodness he's like a rock. He probably understands this better than anybody. It's for you. I'm through it. I'm over it. I'm way beyond it. And I'm proud of it. It could be one of the things I argue in my favor when I go up there. They got arguments against me, believe me. Not going to be a short trial. But I'm used to long trials. And I got this one all, And I got like a preview from one of my best friends and one of my greatest advocates that he's organizing the case for me, Peter Powers. I got a preview of it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm not worried for me. And I'm not worried for even my colleagues. I think they're going to be made whole. And I hope they are. And I hope this mean, vicious thing that these senators who were rejected are doing. I don't know why they think people who have nothing to do with why they didn't get tapped for re-election, why they should suffer. But let's see what happens. I'm going to give you the following exercise, because I haven't reached a resolution yet. Should we prosecute Fauci for taking the Fifth Amendment? Or are we doing to them what they did to us? I have a very firm opinion, and there are people who disagree with me. We should not do to them what they do to us. There are Republicans that say to me, we're not tough enough. And if we don't do to them what they do to us, they're going to come back at us again. I don't agree with that. I agree that we can accomplish our deterrent purpose and still make the point that American justice works. So the question is, should we criminally prosecute Fauci for taking the Fifth Amendment? But it gets more complicated than that. It's not what they're really trying to do. Fauci took the Fifth Amendment, not like any other citizen would and is entitled to. Fauci took the Fifth Amendment after being granted immunity for every possible crime he might have committed during the period of time that the inquiry spans. So he's been given immunity. And if it were a more limited situation, which I've done many times, given people immunity, I gave it to one of the biggest members of organized crime and put him in jail for 2 years, Joe Bonanno. I gave him complete immunity because his crimes were beyond the statute of limitations. Couldn't have prosecuted him. Wanted his testimony. He wouldn't testify. He sat in jail until the commission case was over. You cannot refuse to testify if you have immunity. If you have a pardon, you can't refuse to testify. So this can easily be distorted into we're doing what they did, we're using the Fifth Amendment against him. But he doesn't have a Fifth Amendment with regard to the activities during that period of time, because the auto pen gave him a pardon, I think. Are any of those pardons, except the one for his son that he signed, valid, since they were signed by an auto pen? The questions that these scoundrels created for us are amazing. But although my first inclination when I saw this was we should not attack his Fifth Amendment right. When I analyzed it carefully, and I did, and I stayed up at night doing this, because I believe in these things. I came to the view that he was misusing the Fifth Amendment because of the pardon that he received. Now, if he can show us things that go beyond the area in which he's pardoned, he has an absolute right to take the Fifth Amendment. If we ask him questions about what he did yesterday or today or tomorrow, or what he intends to do tomorrow, then he has a Fifth Amendment right, just like we all do. But if the questions are confined to the period in which he has complete blanket immunity, he is the same as a person who's been given a grant of immunity from a judge and is required to testify. And when they don't testify, they go to jail. And that has happened time immemorial under American justice. And I probably had the single most famous case with Joe Bonanno. So let's get this straight, huh? Let's have, no matter what our feelings about it, Whether you think Fauci was some kind of a super, I am science, or like me, you think he's best symbolized by that rat I showed you. He's entitled to the same rights we all have, not entitled to more. So an inquiry and a possible prosecution for contempt is very, very standard American law here. Okay. I am extremely elated by Justice Elena Kagan, who is described by Reason's Damon Root as the intellectual leader of the court's liberal bloc. Justice Kagan, in an effort to stop this attempt to destroy the court by the communist, socialist, Islamic, terrorist supporters, has said that she rejects the premise that the high court's conservative majority is in President Trump's corner, noting its rejection of Trump's tariffs, among other rulings. She's worried about where the political winds are blowing, risking the future independence of the judiciary. What she's referring to is the court packing, which many, many Democrats rejected when Franklin, surrounded by communist Roosevelt, proposed this in the 30s. Leftists plan to pack the court, which could wind up undermining the Supreme Court's ability to ever act as any kind of meaningful check against an overreaching president ever again. I really think that any lawyer, Republican, Democrat, liberal, or conservative, would agree with that, unless you're seeking the destruction of our government. So let's see if it stays that way. Now, we have Maria, I know, and I did want to talk about Michigan tonight and all that spawned from it, because there is a very serious analysis that has to be done about socialism and just exactly how far are we into the battle with socialism? Are we prepared for it? Are they going to win, or are we going to win? And how much does the first battle count? But before we do that, is Maria ready?
She is, yes.
Now tell us, you organized this. Tell us about I think everyone knows who Maria is. We talked to her last week when she was in a shelter.
She was just in Kharkiv
yesterday. She was just.
You do realize I have an emotional bond for Kharkiv because I helped to build. Maria, you look very good.
Hello.
You look very, very brave and very, very calm. I don't understand it. Are you in Kharkiv now?
I was yesterday. Nice to see you. I'm very happy, honored to see you.
Well,
again.
you know, I have a very, very strong attachment to
Yes,
Kharkiv.
I know.
I built the emergency management center there with Mayor Kearns, who has since died, and with the deputy mayor, who is now the mayor, and I love them very, very much. And they have been exceedingly brave, because I think Putin has no greater desire than to destroy that city, and he hasn't been able to do it.
Yeah, it's a city of very courage. It's a city of courage and very brave people.
What were you doing there?
I was helping in a court, like a fake court against the Ukrainian military, who is the first and ever, like he was before the citizen of Belarus, but now he is a citizen of Ukraine. And he is the only owner of the Medal of Courage of Ukraine, so a huge hero. and he was in court with like fake hearings, and I was helping to give more attention to this hearing, and we won the court, and he's free. So, and before that, he was for 4 months in a jail with fake, like his name is Alexander Krasovsky, and I helped him to win the court and to have more public attention. And now he is a soldier of Corpus, Third Army, founded by Andriy Beletsky. He was from Kharkiv. He was born from Kharkiv, and this unit was actually born in Kharkiv. But before that, Alexander was in another unit, 225, which is very bad unit, and I am fighting with the tortures in that unit and have a lot of threats to my health, to my life, even for publicly posting about that. And because it's not possible, we're not Russians, we don't do tortures, we shouldn't do that. And I was
Isn't that and I hope Americans pay attention to that. I was just explaining that we as Americans shouldn't do to the Democrats what they did to us. We should hold them accountable for the crimes they committed against us, not be afraid of that. But we shouldn't use the tactics that they use.
Yes, because you're
because
Republicans.
they violated our Constitution, and we want to restore the Constitution.
Yes,
and
we shouldn't use it.
It's hard for people because they're angry. They're angry, and it is kind of human to want revenge. But our justice systems ask us to act a little better than we are. I really believe that, and it's wonderful to see that you're doing that. Maria, it has to be dangerous for you to travel. Now, you live closer to Kyiv, right?
Yes, near the Kiev. So
that's a long trip.
Yeah, I was driving for 2 days, like one day and then another day. So it's a long trip.
Do you drive through battle zones, or are they basically no?
It's safe zones, but all the gas.
Know.
Yes, all the gasoline stations were destroyed near Kharkiv. So I never saw it. It was crazy.
Ted, while we're doing this, you think maybe you could get a little map that could show people Maria's journey? Now, so you were there when? 2 days ago?
Yesterday I was there. I just came back yesterday.
Are you back in Kyiv now?
Yes, but today I was in Cherkasy also, so it's not far. So to Kharkiv, it's 5 hours trip. And to Cherkasy, it's more in the center of Ukraine. It's 3 hours trip.
Right. So the 5 hours, you could do the 5 hours in one day if you wanted to.
Yes, it was.
If you had to. I remember several times going from Kyiv to Kharkiv when I was working with Mayor Kearns on the Emergency Management Center. And we did it once by car, but we stopped off several places. And then we did it by plane. And by plane, it's nothing.
Yes, it's very easy. But we don't have planes, unfortunately. Only military one.
Now, you are basically, when you're in Kharkiv, you're right on the Russian border.
Yes.
What is it, 18 miles from the Russian border?
Even closer. Even closer.
10 miles.
Russian drones just are in Kharkiv. So just on the border of Kharkiv. So, but it is in the city. And we got 2 explosions of cups. So the big bombs that they have an opportunity to fly only very limited distance, but because it's too close to Russia, they reach Kharkiv city every day, many times. Each building in Kharkiv is with or without windows or without doors. Almost each
I can't imagine
building.
going to
Yes, you can
see it.
imagine. You should
I
go there and
really,
see
it was
yourself.
quite a beautiful city.
Yes, every single building.
including the forest, the beautiful forest outside of where there was a terrible extermination of the Jewish people in Kharkiv by the Nazis. And my recollections of it are very, very warm. And I got to be very, very close to the people. I really loved them. And they had previously been politically part of the Ukrainian, you might call, I hope I don't say this wrong, pro-Russian faction. Pro-Russian, not meaning they wanted to be part of Russia, but they wanted to be friendly with Russia. And they voted that way like 70-30. Then the western part of Ukraine was just the opposite. The western part of Ukraine was 90-10 pro-Western. And then when you'd get into a national election, assuming it was honest, you'd be at 48-48, 4% undecided, probably suspicious that the pro-Russian group was cheating because they tended to be the more dishonest group.
Yes.
Sorry. But still, there was a substantial pro-Russian group in Ukraine before the first 2014 attack. And, but I think Putin, either on purpose or actually misunderstood that. Pro-Russian didn't mean they wanted to ever be part of Russia. It meant they liked being associated with Russia. They felt Russian. They felt Russian Orthodox. They felt they were half their parents were half Russian and half. They didn't want to be governed by that awful country.
Yes, they don't want to be in the war with Russia.
And it's changed completely now. Those people in Kharkiv have fought to the death not to be Russian.
Yes. Actually, the recent statistic that was announced by Andriy Beletsky, the commander of the biggest army unit on the Ukrainian army, the 3rd Army Corpus, announced that the largest number of volunteers who joined Ukrainian army are from Kharkiv. So biggest patriots.
Give us your best estimate now of where things stand so that we can help, so that we as Americans understand it, and those of us who are supporters can help you.
First thing is we need to stop Putin now, because it's crazy what is going on right now in Ukraine. So last 2 days, 2 days ago, it was a huge missile attack on Kiev. 17.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
It was a huge attack on Kiev 2 days ago.
Yes, we report. Yes.
Yes, 17 people died. 17. It's the biggest number this year in Kiev from civil people. And it's crazy. And 24 missiles, ballistic missiles, were launched on Kiev, and 0 of them were intercepted. So no
0 of them were intercepted because he used his most advanced missiles, and you don't have the most advanced defensive missiles and Patriot missiles. You have Patriot missiles, but you don't have the ones that can counter, and we have them. We have them. And we've promised them to you, and you're going to manufacture them. But I'm getting frustrated because you should have them now. It's not going to do you any good to have them a year from now. You need them now. So I would suggest like a Lend-Lease. Let's give you some, and you can make them up to us a year from now, 2 years from now.
Yes.
Which I'm sure you're going to do. You know, your country has done miracles with drones. You've helped us. And you've helped us come to understand drone warfare in a way that Ukraine and America and Israel now, because we share it with them, will be the best at drone warfare because of Ukraine, because of you, because of
Yes.
necessity. So we owe you, we owe you something, and we owe you these missiles because that missile that took out 17 people could have been reversed like it is in Israel. Just think of all the missiles that Israel, now they lost people. It's not 100%, but it's a lot better than no percent.
Yes. So this is the first question. This is anti-ballistic missiles interceptions. This is the first question, then the huge problem. Second is that we are not ready for winter, and we see that it will be a very cold winter.
Now, tell me what that entails: oil and fuel.
Yes, and also gas and heat. So today I was in Cherkasy, city of Cherkasy. I was talking to the CEO of a company who is supplying heat to the whole city. And the CEO told me, Pavlo, that it's impossible. There will be no heat in the whole city. And not only in Cherkasy, but in other also cities,
you and I
big
work
cities.
on. This is one I can help you with faster than the other. The other I can help you with by banging my fist. But this one I can help you with directly. What do you need?
We need co-generated facilities. So it will be mobile.
What do you need? What do you need from the outside that can be brought in?
We need the facility. We have gas, and we need the quick equipment for these small gas generators, if to call it simple, and because it can't be destroyed by a missile, because it's small one, it can be hidden by under the earth, for example, or somewhere else.
What you need is a distribution of facilities that aren't subjected to Russian attack.
Yes.
Now, when they attack those facilities, do they use their most sophisticated ballistic missiles?
Sometimes, but mostly it's Shaheds, drones, but they're not very efficient because it's small facilities and it's hard to find. And it can be transferred from one place to another to hide the.
So there are a couple of ways to secure this.
Yes.
We're going to. It make me feel really useful if I could figure out a way to help you do this. We're going to try to do this. And,
we will be very happy.
I don't want to explain to you, which I will do privately if we could have a conversation privately and encode it. I can explain to you that I have.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got
Thank you very much.
Possibilities of solving this. The other one is really a matter of pushing on the administration.
Yes, and we also
which I'm more than willing to do because of can I tell you something very, very honest?
Sure.
I don't trust your prime minister or president or whatever he is.
Me
Zelensky.
too.
I don't trust him because I had very bad dealings with him. And I know he possesses information about corruption that is mind-boggling and is protecting one of the worst presidents of the United States. And for that, I'm very offended as an American citizen. On the other hand, I admire very much how he's stuck in there. Isn't that weird? In one way, I disrespect him. And in another way, not many people would have hung in there the way this guy did. And in a strange way, he's all we got. We got to go with him. I don't know, maybe when it's over, we'll do better. But right now, he's doing as good a job for your country as you can do. And
I don't
you
agree.
don't think so. You think you could do better. Well, we have nobody
Yeah.
else. We have
But-
nobody else to rely on. And I think human beings are, when you get to be my age, 82, my dear, human beings are very complex. They have many parts to them. This guy has many parts to him. Some very bad, some very good. So I think right now we got to work on the very good. In any event, it's the Ukrainian people that are the victims here, not Zelensky, not Putin, not me, not Trump, you. So let's see what we can do. This is you have been you've been a gift from God for us to be able to communicate with. So please,
I'm always happy. Thank you.
Yeah, please take care of yourself, Maria.
Thank you.
I know you're a very, very intelligent woman, but none of us have complete control over this. Are you religious, Maria?
Yeah.
You're Ukrainian Orthodox?
Yeah, Orthodox.
Well, pray to God. He's looking after you. Your God is my God. We're really the same religion. I know 1,000 years ago we had a break, but we believe in the same things. And you pray to him. He'll take care of you. You're very special. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you
Be
also.
careful.
And yeah.
We're going to be back to you. You be careful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your
God bless
people need
America
you.
and Ukraine. Yeah.
Your
And all
people
the
need
people.
you, Maria. Be careful. Don't take unnecessary risk.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you. What a remarkable young woman.
Isn't she? Wow.
What a remarkable young woman. If you don't want to help Ukraine, forget Zelensky. Think about her. And I'm going to tell you, she is the typical Ukrainian, not Zelensky. I have 2 Ukrainian godchildren. I'm going to tell you, they're boy, have these people been. Well, I'm going to did I take a break on this show yet?
We have not.
See, I sometimes I get lost in the emotion of what we're doing because I hope you understand. This isn't a show. This means a great deal to me. And it means a great deal to me that you're watching and listening and getting what I don't think you get something like that elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe you do. There are 8 or 10 that I respect and feel they do as good or better a job than I do. But beyond that, no. And in some cases, I think I do the best job. This is one where I have a very special connection because I worked in that country for a very, very long time and under conditions that nobody else worked under because I would not submit to corruption. Ever. I can tell you stories that only sound like me bragging, but I can go up there to him and say, I committed sins, but they weren't corruption, St. Peter. So let's take a short break and let's
Digest
come back. Tulsa Towers Foundation honors America's greatest heroes. Heroes like the dedicated public servant, Josh Bischoff. Josh began his firefighting career as a volunteer and quickly rose through the ranks to become CAL FIRE's assistant chief of tactical air operations. Josh was driven by a deep sense of purpose and a passion for serving others. His leadership earned him great respect across the entire state of California and beyond that until tragedy struck. And 2 helicopters collided while fighting a California wildfire. Josh was killed in the crash. He left behind his wonderful wife, Cheryl, and their 2 children, Derek and Juliana. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation paid the Bischoff family's mortgage immediately, lifting a financial burden and enabling Josh's family to focus on healing after unimaginable loss. Josh's family is committed to honoring his memory by living with the same drive, the same joy, the same patriotism, and the same purpose that he did. Honor and help heroes like Josh and their families who've sacrificed everything. Donate $11 a month.
Here we are, pretty much at the beginning of the process here at this pristine, I call it a laboratory. It's not like a factory, it's like a hospital. This is the beginning of the process for roasting. Deep grain, very good quality. Most people don't use this quality. We deal with small farmers because we like to know who we're dealing with. They give us the highest quality, all organic, non-GMO. You should know all Arabica beans, no Robusto, all Arabica. They're gonna go into the roaster and it'll get roasted for about 20 minutes or so. Oh my goodness, look at these. My goodness. You're going to want to specially order these. This is what goes into Rudy's coffee.
Are you ready for some action?
I'm ready for action.
Get the Elite TV plan only through the portal. 218 channels, and it's only $69.95 a month,
Wow.
including your free portal.
That's cheaper than everyone else.
Your favorite sports, movies, news,
Wow.
even daytime dramas. We're talking about ESPN, OAN, Newsmax,
Wow.
channels you can't get anymore in certain areas.
Compared to the competition, this is a way better deal.
Endless selection. Not to mention all the free music channels. There's over 700 premium and classic movies all ready to go.
Wow.
Plus, they got catch-up TV that allows you to go back and watch what you've missed or want to watch again. Cut your cable in half and get twice as much for free.
Way more channels for half the cost.
After the first year, the subscription then drops to $57.95 monthly,
Wow.
where you change or upgrade anytime. Go to QUXNow.com and get yours today. Use promo code RUDY. Act fast. These deals are selling out.
Manifested the glory Christ possesses as God, foretold his ascension into heaven, and anticipated the glory of heaven where the faithful will know God. And this is a complete concordance between what we call the old Roman Rite, 1962 and before, and the new Roman Rite after the Second Ecumenical Council. So there's no contradiction about this. Let me read it to you because it's like a chapter out of The Chosen. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus took Peter, John, and James and went up to a mountain to pray. While he was praying, his face changed in appearance, and his clothing became dazzling white. And behold, two men were conversing with him, and they were Moses and Elijah, who appeared in glory and spoke of his exodus that he was going to accomplish in Jerusalem. Peter and his companions had been overcome by sleep, but becoming fully awake, they saw his glory and the two men standing with him. As they were about to part from him, Peter said to Jesus, Master, is it good that we are here? Let us make 3 tents. One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. But Peter didn't know what he was saying. While he was speaking, a cloud came down and cast a shadow over them. And they became frightened when the cloud entered over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, This is my chosen son. Listen to him. After the voice had spoken, Jesus was found alone. They fell asleep and did not at that time tell anyone what they had seen. That's today's feast day, today's reading, today's, as the church goes through its liturgical year, the recognition of the status and the position of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, before we deal with the mundane, let's deal with the spiritual, because we exist on both levels. And when we don't, oh gosh, do we lose all perspective. So Michigan is, I don't know if Michigan is the center of everything or not, but Ted convinces me of that. So I really do think it is, in the sense that what happened there is a great thing to study for a week or so as we try to figure out where we're going in the immediate future. So how would we describe this? There was a win for the left-wing, pro-communist, pro-Islamic terrorist candidate.
Yes.
But unlike the polls, there he is right there with that shit-eating grin on his face. Excuse me, after having just reading the gospel, I shouldn't talk that way, but I do come from New York. I'm sorry. And sometimes it's necessary to give you the impact of what I'm saying. So there he is right there. So he won among Democrats, very, very
close race,
very carefully chosen, because it is a summer primary.
It was a close race, though. Record turnout, 1.5 million people.
It was a record turnout?
Yeah,
for
1.5 million.
So what happened is the crazies and the moderates turned out, both.
Yes. So they both were energized. So, the folks that supported him were energized. But what ended up happening, you're right, Mayor, I think a lot of people that are on the other side of that, everything's kind of off, and we got Rob, so I don't want
put Rob there.
No,
Rob,
no,
look,
I'm not.
look
I have
handsome.
to. You have to go. Can you go focus the camera?
Rob, would you look handsome?
The camera's out of focus.
Ted is afraid to put you
No,
on, Rob,
it's out of focus.
because you don't look handsome enough. I think Rob looks good. He has a nice tie, got a nice shirt. No one would know.
It's
like
out of
me.
focus. It wouldn't show it.
No one would know. I'm gonna tell a secret that, like me, he's wearing shorts. But I won't show you my legs, because if you see my legs, you'll never watch the show again.
So yeah, it'll be a closely watched race this fall.
See? He's watching over us. You know who else is, but you don't get to see him much? I'm going to give him a little airtime, a little airtime.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites right here. You know who that is? Let's push him back here a little. This is Michael the Archangel, the patron saint of the police, because he protects us.
Very nice.
I've always loved him.
You want to look at that camera? Yeah. When you come back and take a quick look at that, tell me if it's right.
So where are we? Ted walked out on us. What are we doing now?
Ted will be right back.
Well, good. I'm glad he's going to be right back, because we wanted to discuss the place he knows best, which is Michigan. So
Tell me what you
Abdul
think of that
El
camera. You wanna look at it?
Sayed,
You wanna look at-
Dr. Abdul El Sayed, narrowly won in Michigan in a primary in which the polls said he was going to win by 10 or more percent. Am I correct?
Yes.
And he won by 2
It was very
or
close.
less.
Yep. So it'll be
What-
interesting. You
Now,
energize people to come out for him.
That's one side of it, and that tells you that the pro-communist, pro-Muslim extremist vote is tight.
Right.
However, Representative Donovan McKinney, another very, very left-wing communist,
Yes.
and pro-Islamic terrorist, defeated a really pathetic congresswoman
That's-
named Sherry
No,
Thanendar.
it's a man.
Oh,
It's a guy who speaks broken English, so that's a unique one. This McKinney guy, yes, is a far leftist, but he's also thought of as like kind of normal compared to this Sri Thanendar guy who barely spoke English.
that was a woman? That was a man?
Yeah. And so that one, that's where people need to understand this is a very unique.
How much did he
situation.
win by? How much did
Okay.
the Islamic extremist terrorist sympathizer and communist win by?
We're getting that right now.
And what the hell is
it was
wrong
very
with you?
close. It was very close. 51 to 48%. Thanendar has money, but this is Thanendar. This is why Thanendar lost.
And then William
Thanendar-
Lawrence, a community organizer endorsed by Senator Bernie Sanders, which is a kiss of death, should be, triumphed over 2 moderate opponents in a primary for a House seat. Do you know that one?
Yes. Similar
So-
situation, but she's
So
got
what the
name
hell is
ID.
going on in Michigan?
She's got name ID.
What is it? Is it becoming Saudi Arabia?
It's very close, so this should be a good situation in the fall for Mike Rogers to perform well and help the Republicans keep the
So
Senate.
El Sayed wants to abolish ICE, pass Medicaid for all, insists that Israel is just as evil as Hamas, really more.
Right.
So he ran up very massive numbers in Ann Arbor, the college town,
Yep.
which tells us how we are brainwashing our students.
Right.
If our students can reject Western civilization the way they did, we're no longer teaching classical classical history, honest history.
Right.
This world is not going to be dominated by insane Muslims. That's not the direction of this world.
Right.
But when did this happen? El Sayed ran up massive margins in the college town of Ann Arbor. Now, how about this, Ted? As well as the growing city of Grand Rapids, home of the young, white, and college-educated voters who have flocked to the DSA elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't think they understand the repercussions of what they're doing, and it might take, it takes an education. But they have this idea. They have this idea of what.
I mean,
socialism is.
Grand Rapids was the
Republicans
home of Gerald R. Ford.
Right.
Last time I was there, I went to his museum.
Right.
It was a Republican sinecure.
Yep.
Even during the Trump election.
Kent County, the city itself, more Democrat, but yes, the surrounding area is Republican. So it'll be interesting. We'll be watching that closely. We hope to talk to Mike Rogers, get him on. So we'll watch that closely.
So one of the Republican consultants in Michigan says the following. Does our Republican consultant agree with it, Ted? The prospect of Abdul El Sayed in the Senate is real, and that will energize Republican while converting many normal Democrats, especially Jewish voters, into being Democrats for Rogers.
Some straight ticket voting is a big thing, unfortunately. So people will be voting for Benson at the top of the ticket.
Who was that?
The gubernatorial candidate.
Who was that?
The gubernatorial candidate, Jocelyn Benson.
Who was she running against?
John James.
I mean, she's the person who was completely dishonest which I'd be happy to go testify what a crook she is.
Right.
In the 2020 election. Yeah. She destroyed the ballots, but she's in violation of federal law. She was contemplating. Did she ever disqualify Trump, or was she trying to?
She was trying to, but she wasn't able to do that. Fortunately, Rob? So the president won Michigan.
Rob.
Won Michigan.
I mean, Dick Mars.
It's going to be the race. It's the Senate race to watch this cycle, Mayor.
A political consultant to Bill Clinton, including his 1996 election. Before then going to Trump, says that this is a huge gift to Republicans.
It could be, but my concern, again, Mike Rogers, great candidate. Straight ticket voting, blue versus red team. We can't take it for granted. We need everybody out there voting. But yes, Mike Rogers is a great candidate and will be able to appeal to a lot of people. So
Rogers was losing to Stevens.
Yes.
And he was leading El Sayed by a little.
Yeah.
Now, theoretically, he should be leading El Sayed by a lot.
Yes.
Right?
We'll see. It'll be interesting, and we'll be watching closely, and we'll have a lot of good reports from there.
Well, this is going to be a very, very interesting race.
Yep.
And I am very comfortable. I'm very comfortable. Sometimes you go into a race like this, and you're not comfortable with your candidate. We've got as solid an American candidate as we can have, and as solid a test of loyalty to America and loyalty to Islamic extremism and communism on the part of El Sayed. If the people of Michigan select disloyalty to the United States, it will be a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to this country, and something that should ignite a very, very strong response by all of us. We're counting on the people of Michigan to stand up for America. There's no choice here. This isn't even close. This is a man who hates America, and an FBI agent, a congressman, a man who has spent his life serving America. You screw this up, you're telling us something about the direction of our country that we don't want. Well, we'll be back with you tomorrow. Whew. Hard to put it all together all at once. And almost you can't, because to some extent, this is a national trend. To some extent, this does get turned by local politics. In some cases, we have extremely strong local candidates like Rogers. In other cases, maybe not as strong, but better than the Democratic candidates. We've got 3 or 4 critical Senate seats. Maine is one of them. Let's not just do it off the top of our heads right now. Let's do it more scientifically or more intellectually, with intellectual analysis tomorrow night, and tell you what I think it's no more than 4 that we have to focus on. We also want to we want to make sure that you get an understanding of what's going on outside the country, not just in the Middle East, not just in Asia, China, but what's happening in South America, where major changes are taking place, mostly to our benefit. One that is resistant is Brazil, where a crooked left-wing sleazebag, Lula da Silva, who's gotten himself out of jail to run again, is running for president in order to make it a communist sinecure against a man they've attempted to kill a few times, and is actually against his son, Mr. Bolsonaro. We'll catch up on that tomorrow night. It seems like these battles between atheistic communism and democracy, Republican forms of government of the people and for the people and by the people, is in contrast in many places. So let's see if, to the best we can, and I'm not sure we will ever get a handle on the whole thing, but we're going to try to show you what's going on. Because maybe there are ways that some of you, different experiences, different connections, can help. And that's what we want. So we're going to conclude this evening and invite you back tomorrow night for our weekend concluding show. First on our wonderful Lindell TV, and then which is also on X, and then of course on our consistent X, which is here all the time at 5 o'clock, as we start moving toward our 1,000th show. This weekend will be an extraordinarily important one. The president will be returning to, I believe, Bedminster from his trip to Las Vegas and elsewhere to campaign and also to gather information and support. And we work really, really hard to try to organize this for you so that what is difficult for all of us to understand becomes a little less difficult. and a little more focused on what you can do to preserve, protect, and defend the greatest nation in the history of the world. It was a gift to us. And if we lose it, it's our sin. So, dear God, take care of the people of Israel and the people of Ukraine, like Maria, who we spoke to tonight. Preserve her so that tomorrow night or the next night or the night after we can talk to her and get a sense of what's really going on there. Please protect the people of Israel and the people of Iran so that we can talk to them too, and they can be delivered out of the hell they've lived in for 47 years. And pray for America so that we can restore that gleaming city on a hill without the imperfections of the crooked Biden, Obama scoundrels. And pray for President Trump. He needs your help. He needs your assistance. We all do. Pray for us. So on the Feast of the Transfiguration of our Lord Jesus Christ, asking him for his blessings, we will say, God bless America.
It's our purpose to bring to bear the principle of common sense and rational discussion to the issues of our day. America was created at a time of great turmoil, tremendous disagreements, anger, hatred. It was a book written in 1776 that guided much of the discipline of thinking that brought to us the discovery of our freedoms, of our God-given freedoms. It was Thomas Paine's Common Sense, written in 1776, one of the first American bestsellers, in which Thomas Paine explained, by rational principles, the reason why these small colonies felt the necessity to separate from the Kingdom of Great Britain and the King of England. He explained their inherent desire for liberty, for freedom, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the ability to select the people who govern them. And he explained it in ways that were understandable to all the people, not just the elite. Because the desire for freedom is universal. The desire for freedom adheres in the human mind, and it is part of the human soul. This is exactly the time we should consult our history. Look at what we've done in the past and see if we can't use it to help us now.